Hi, folks. Andrew here. Popcorn and whiskey. I am the face. Who runs the place? How you doing? Holy moly. As soon as I came on, it just started pouring down rain. Wow. Hmm. So if you hear that sound, which I do, wow, that was wild. As soon as I came on, boom, it just came right away. So, oh, let's start this off the right way. Salute. Cheers. Here we go. Ah, tonight we got a little bit of oak infused uh, peach spirits. We'll just say oak infused peach spirits. That's that's the way to do it. So tonight, um, hodgepodge, baby. We got hodgepodge going on here. So we have the hotline to call in 765-505-7348. If you call in, make sure you have something good to say. I don't know what else to tell you on that one. Don't just call in and say, hey, I'm here. No, so I have something good to say, and I will be asking you questions as you call in. Now, I have a few things going on right now. I have a new computer, a new to me computer. It's actually a refurbished computer. And let me plug these guys. Um, Blair Technology is where I've gotten my last three computers from. And I got to tell you, top notch company. And I'm not getting paid for this whatsoever. They have refurbished computers. The way I understand it, they take an older computer. I don't know how old. I think mine's actually 5 years old, 6 years old. Excuse me, the make and model, but all the guts are brand new on the inside, and they put all brand new spots, brand new things in there, so all the guts are brand new. So it's a brand new computer, just refurbished, as they call it. Just like buying a used car that got updated parts. That's the way I look at it. Now, whether that's accurate or not, don't know, but that's the way I'm looking at it. Okay, and like I said, this is the third computer I've purchased from them, and it's not because the other ones have worn out. It's because the last one I had was 5 years old, and it was still going strong. But over years, as you all know, if you ever buy computers and do things with them, you know that they kind of start running a little sluggish, and just because of things that happen, and they get used. Basically, is what it is. Just like anything else out there, it just doesn't run as good as it used to, and anybody has anything done with computers knows how that all works. Every few years, you have to upgrade and refresh. So I ended up doing that, and so I had to replug everything in. I had to get all the websites again not downloaded, all the websites and with the passwords and everything else that I used quite a bit. I had to put them all in. I am sure there's an easier way to do it. Don't know how it is. Don't know how to do it. So I basically start from scratch. I type in the URL for the site I need, type in my password, ID, and all that good stuff, and I put it to where I need it. Now, the good thing about Blair Technology, Blair Tech as they're called, I guess, is that it also comes with a 1 year warranty. If you buy a new computer from, let's say, a computer store, or say Best Buy or something, you're paying double, if not triple, the amount that I paid, and they come with a 1 year warranty as well. And it is just that simple. And I have used the warranty in the past, and they are super, super, super duper good on honoring that. And it was the last computer I bought from them. I plugged it in and I heard a little bit of a sound, not much at all, a little bit of a sound. So I called them up and I said, is there a setting that I'm missing? They went through a little bit of troubleshooting. I said, tell you what, we'll send you a new one, but the same one, but just, new from what I had. And just take this one you have now, pack it in the box and send it back to us, and we'll pay for the shipping both ways, blah, blah, blah. Within 2 days, I got the other computer, hooked it up, it ran fine for 5 years. Now I know it's 5 years because I actually called them about a month ago, about 2 months ago, and I said, "Hey, can you look up my account and see?" And the guy said, "Holy crap, you purchased 5 years ago, and it's still running strong." He says, "Yes, yes, it is." I said, "But I think it's time to get a new one." He looked at the specs for the old one. He says, "I'll tell you what, for what you need it for, what you use it for, let me bump up a little bit on the RAM and everything else." And he did, and got the new computer, and so far so good. And it is lightning fast. I will tell you that this thing is lightning fast, so it's pretty good. Okay, so where have I been the last couple of weeks? My word, things the last couple of weeks have been hopping pretty good. I have been. Hey, J Mac, what's happening? Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc, Wrestling Unscripted, is in the house. How you doing, buddy? I have been. I don't want to say working because it's not really what it's been. I help out at a local golf course, and last Saturday they had a big tournament going on, and they needed help at the end of the night to put everything away, all the carts, close up shop, clean it all up, and everything else. So I told them I'd come in and do it. And there were several of us there, not just me. So I didn't get home until after 9 o'clock, and I was asked to be on a different live stream last Saturday night, but I couldn't make it even for that because they started way before I got home. And holy crap! Now hail's coming down outside. This is wild. We had 90 degrees a day, and now it's ice is falling from the sky. Go figure. Hey, Sydney. And so I was at the golf course until late, and when I got home, I said, I'm not even gonna bother coming home because I didn't even prepare. Not like I prepare regularly, but I didn't even prepare. And so once that happened, I said, you know what? I'm not even gonna bother going on. I didn't even go on the live stream. I was supposed to go on with my buddy JD and J Mac. I think he was going to be there as well for a movie review. We do the cinematic, the MCU Marvel Cinematic Universe movie reviews. So I wasn't there. J Mac sitting back enjoying some popcorn and whiskey. You got your purple toad drinking tonight there, J Mac? All right, good for you. Hi, Linda. Wow, we got a crew going on tonight. So that's where I've been last week. And the week before, I do believe I was on the week before. Wasn't I? Yeah, I think I was on. Pretty sure I was on. So here's what's going on with my golf game. Speaking of golf courses, now there is no rhyme or reason to anything that I'm doing tonight. The order that I'm going in. I'm just eating my popcorn. By the way, just in case so you know, I have actually popcorn. My popcorn. My word, it is coming down hard outside right now. Huh, that's pretty cool. And I have my whiskey. So, all right. The golf course I help out at, they're gracious enough to let the employees go and play the course. I'm not a golfer. If you've seen any of my videos of series that I'm not a golfer series, it's fun to do. But I have a set of clubs I got 20 years ago. I guess it would be about 35 years ago, actually, when I got these clubs. Yeah, in the early 90s, early to mid 90s. And I got them in a place in Indianapolis called Play It Again Sports. As far as I know, this was a national franchise. And it was a place where people bring in their old sporting equipment and the place, I don't know if they sell it on a consignment or if they just buy it and resell it. I don't know what that is, but it's all used equipment. Bought a set of clubs. It was a 2 through 9 iron, a pitching wedge, a putter, and 5 wood and a driver. And I know that because I still have all the irons. I know that. And since I have replaced the drivers in the 5 wood since then, when I replace them, don't know. It couldn't be long after, but I did replace them. Anyway, I only play once a year, maybe once every 2 years at the most. And I got the clubs at the time because people say you needed to help out with business. I was doing different businesses at the time, and it didn't help me at all. What they neglected to tell me is you need to be somewhat good at golf in order to garner some business when you're out with business clients. All right. Something that was neglected to tell me. Well, I'm too damn cheap to play that much golf to get good at it. I just am. I'm not going to do it. So needless to say, I've only played a couple of times. Okay. So one of the clubs throughout the years, my 6-iron, developed something on the grip. Though after you grip it, there's like black oil or black soot on your hands on it, just with a 6-iron. None of the other irons had that. So the last couple of years, this has been sitting in the back of my in my basement. Basically, I said, well, maybe I should get that club regripped. In other words, put a new place where you put your hands on the club, just something new so it doesn't get all black when you put your hands on it. So I went to a place locally that does this, and they can regrip the club for $5 each club. I said, okay, I got this one I'm going to do. And I started looking at other clubs, and more of them had this ooze coming out of it. So I said, you know what? Let me just get them all regripped. Why not? That way everything's the same. Who's this? Friends. Let's see. Let's connect on Discord. I don't do Discord. Whoever you are. Okay. I don't know anything about Discord, so sorry. I'm not going to get on Discord with it. Somebody's asked me to go on Discord. Don't know how to do Discord, so I'm not going there. So, long story short, as I regripped my clubs, they let me watch them do it, and my clubs were so old that it was hard to take the old grips off and put the new grips on. Now, at that point, I just should have told them to keep the clubs. Let me buy a new used set of clubs, but I didn't. So I gripped them all, got them all regripped, and so I played the next couple of days with that regripped at an outing I went to. And since now I worked at a golf course, they allow the people who work there to play the course. Well, I think playing 18 holes is way too many, way too long, and I don't want to play 18 holes. So I go out and play 9 holes at a time, maybe. I don't like to go out there with other people around me. I'm just going out there solo, trying to learn the game more, my style, what I can do, and not listen to what everybody else is trying to tell me how to do it. Big difference in there. Because before, people say, well, this is a shorter distance through the hole, so you need this club versus that club versus that club. So I'm understanding how I hit the ball and the distances I can hit the ball with different clubs. That's how I'm doing it. Now, if somebody can hit it, 150 yards with this iron, I won't be able to hit it that far with it because I just don't have the ability to do so. Or I probably have the ability to do so. I don't have the knowledge and the skill to do so. So I'm going to go down what they call dropping down a few clubs to do it. So, and I'm understanding which clubs I need for what now because I've been going out by myself to do it. But now I'm in a position where I can't stand losing a golf ball. And since I'm not playing with anybody else and no one's in front of me or no one's behind me playing, I can take the time to look for it. Well, the first few times I lost a golf ball and I was looking for it in a place where I know where I lost it. Well, not in the water, like in the thicker grass and everything else. I started finding other golf balls, finding 2, 3, 4, 5 other golf balls. I'm like, well, this is interesting. So the more I started losing them, the more I started finding. So I started keeping track of how many I lost versus how many I found. Are you supposed to do that? Probably not. But that is my motivation for going out now. For instance, this week on Tuesday, I went out playing 9 holes. I didn't finish all 9 holes because I just got tired of doing it. So I didn't. I wasn't hitting the ball very good, just getting frustrated with that. And I said, I refuse to get frustrated playing this game of golf when I'm just trying to play for fun anyway. And since I'm not paying to play on the golf course because I work there, I'm okay with it doing it this way. Okay. So I started keeping track of the balls I lose versus the balls I find. So the first time I did that, I lost 4 golf balls, but I found 11. So I was +7. That's good. Now, I don't recall ever buying a golf ball. I'm sure I have 20, 30 years ago. I'm sure I have. I just don't recall it. All right. I'm sure I have. I just don't recall. So the next day I went out and played another 9 holes. Well, actually 7 because I didn't play the last 2 holes. I lost 6 golf balls, but I found 19. Yeah, you heard it right, 19. And so now it's an ongoing thing. I much more enjoy looking for lost golf balls than I do playing the game. And that is not the way to do it. I should not be doing it that way. But I am. So I need to back off a little bit. But the golf course I can play had a big tournament today. And there'll be people golfing tomorrow. So come Monday, there'll be a lot of lost golf balls. Because a lot of people, if they hit into the thicker grass or in the weeds or something like that, they're not going to go look for them. They just play another ball. I'm not like that. I have to go out and find them. So I had all these golf balls, and I put them in a bucket. So I decided to wash them. Yeah. I said, because there's certain holes that I'll go on. Lori, so you're saying you're aiming for the woods instead of the hole? No, absolutely not, Lori. No, I don't want to lose the golf balls. I don't. I would prefer not to lose the golf ball. I prefer to play with the same golf ball, one golf ball the whole time I'm playing. I just haven't figured out how to do that part yet. Okay. So what I also figured out is where I was finding more golf balls was in the place where, for instance, when the first hit's called the drive, if you didn't know that. So when you put on the tee, to go up on the tee and you hit the first, that's called the drive. My drive, I have to hit a second shot. I hit the ball a second time to be equal to how the good player will hit the first shot. Okay. So my second shot went in toward the higher grass a couple of times. I'm thinking, I'm thinking, if I'm hitting it over here on my second shot, that means some of these guys are hitting it maybe just a little bit shorter than this on their first shot into the weeds, into the high grass. So I started going in there. And that's when I started finding all the golf balls. Like, this is interesting. And then I started calculating, okay, because if you didn't know how golf works, they have different places where you can tee off from. They have the very back, which is the good players, the young guys, which I'm still a young guy, so I hit back there. Then they have an old guy's tee. Then in front of that, they had the women's tee. Don't get me started with that. So if you ladies want to be equal all the time, why don't you hit from the same damn place as the rest of us do? So, and most ladies can probably hit the golf ball better than I can. Okay, I'll tell you that right now. Most ladies can do that. The ladies who play. But I figured if I'm hitting it over this way, everybody else has got to be hitting over this way. And if the ladies are from up here, they got to be hitting it over this way or this way as well. Not all the time, but when they hit a bad shot, it goes this way. So I started looking to see where they would be. So I started going over there, those places. Like, so in the higher grass and the weeds, you have to look a little bit. I mean, it's not going to be sitting there in front of you. You have to hit the weeds a little bit, stomp on it a little bit, and find them that way. So I'm getting a brilliant understanding of where the golf balls are. So I've been finding those. So I'm coming out ahead so far with the golf balls. So what I did is I washed off the golf balls, put them in a bucket, I put some soap, let them soak for a while, mixed them up, and then I got a little brush and I brushed them all off to make it nice and clean, to make the clean golf balls. And so I did that, not because I wanted everything to be nice and clean and tidy. No, because I wanted to see which golf balls that if I were to lose a golf ball, which is going to happen, I want to make sure that it wasn't one that I liked. I know it sounds silly, but the ones I couldn't get clean, or the ones that had a mark on them or something, I couldn't get off of the mark. So I know certain holes on the golf course where I tee off from will either go into the water or into the woods where you can't find them because it's all thick brush and everything else. So I put those in a bag. I'll put those golf balls in a bag where I know there's a higher possibility of me losing them. And that's what I'll be using. Now, the really nice ones that I like, nice bright white or different colored or bright yellow. I have a couple of pink ones and bright orange ones. I don't have any green ones yet. So I haven't found any of those. I'll be using those in a place where the statistically speaking, it's very improbable that I will lose them. Is there a chance of me still losing them? Absolutely. But the statistics are a lot lower. So that's what I use. So that's my rationale for that. Sydney, when I was a kid, I used to live by Matthews Golf Course, which is a local golf course here. And whenever their balls would land in our yard, I would collect and resell them to the players off the sidewalks. No joke. Oh, good for you. Entrepreneurship at its finest. Okay. Oh, sorry for a typo. New nails. Okay. Hey, and if you see me looking over this way, it's because I got the TV on and WWE Saturday Night Main Event is on, so I'm watching that. And right now, my boy CM Punk just came out. Him and Cody Rhodes are fighting against Sami Zayn and Gunther tonight. So, and I'll tell you right now, it's going to be Sami Zayn and Gunther winning this for SummerSlam purposes, which I don't agree with, but that's what's going to happen. That's my prediction, at least. So, yesterday I went out to play golf. And after the first, because I played 9 holes, after the first 6 holes, I'm thinking I'm not having any fun playing golf. I was hitting the ball weird. It was just not a good round for me. And I was having more fun looking for golf balls. But I think there weren't too many left because I found them all throughout the week. So I decided to pack it in and just come on home. Plus, it was like 1,000 degrees out there. I was sweating like you wouldn't believe, which is fine. I don't mind. I just says too hot, I'll go in. Again, if I was paying to play, it'd be a whole different story. Okay? So if you're watching right now, right down here, 765-505-7348, give me a call and put you online, put you on with me. This coming week, probably on Monday or Tuesday, I'll go play some more golf and look for some more golf balls. Why not, right? Because after today's tournament, again, there's people out there that threw a bunch of them out there. Okay. That's my golf story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay? So, next topic. I was going to start talking about radio stations, but I'm going to do that at another time when we talk about music, when I have a couple of the guests on here. But I do want to talk about dating and weight loss. Andrew, what are you talking about? Dating and weight loss. Well, there are, how do I want to phrase this? People out there, and it's not good, bad, indifferent, it's just different people out there who would prefer going out. If you're in a dating pool, now, if you're already hooked up with somebody, it does not apply to you. If you're in a dating pool, you want to look your absolute best, right? And everyone has a certain type that they go after or they're attracted to. Now, all that being said, I want to make sure I say this as simply or simple as I can. Attraction is not a choice. You can't say who you have attraction for. You can't. So, for instance, you say, Hello, caller. You're on the air. Who's this? Hello. Okay, hold on a second here. Hold on a second. Okay, can you hear me? Caller, you're on the air. Who's this?
Hi.
Hi. Hello. Who's this?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you just got a little bit of backlash. It's Sydney.
Oh.
Hi.
Well, no, I think you got the backlash there.
Oh, okay. Let me pause then.
Yeah, you have to turn it.
You're treading in dangerous territory, so I just had to call in.
I'm doing what?
You're treading in dangerous territory, so
In
I
what
had
way?
to call in. I'm just kidding. Just weight loss. I'm your girl for the weight loss journey. I've tried everything that you could think of. Dating pool wise, I am married, so I'm comfy.
Yeah. So you don't. That's why I said if you're not in a dating pool, it does not apply to you. Now,
It's not a big stressor. It still stresses you for your sex drive, but you know you love them for all the right reasons.
right. Now, I will promise you, you haven't tried everything. If you're truly wanting to lose weight, and I'm not saying anybody should or shouldn't, it's an individual thing. There are surefire ways to do it.
And that's what I was going to say. You know, the only way that works is the old-fashioned natural way.
Which was what?
Exercising and watching what you eat.
Right. The diet is 90% of it is the diet.
It's the exercise for me. I mean, if I don't get my butt up and moving, I ain't losing. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I understand what you're saying. That's almost secondary to the diet, because here there's an old there's an old saying in the fitness world, because I happen to be in the fitness world, that you can't out-train a bad diet. So you can work out in the gym for 10 hours a day, but if your diet sucks, you're not going to lose the weight.
Okay? See, and I always thought if I exercise as hard as I can eat what I want.
No, just the opposite.
It comes back to haunt you at night.
Just the opposite. Now, there are certain, and I am in no place to talk, because I can stand to lose 30 pounds. You see me every Saturday.
You're in great shape.
Excuse me?
I said you're in great shape.
Well, thank you. For a guy my age, yeah, I'll put my stuff up against anybody. Absolutely, that's not a problem there. I interviewed a guy, because on my fitness channel, I've done over 300 interviews of fitness folks from around the world in any kind of fitness discipline you can think of. One guy, Nate Palmer, who are still Facebook friends and everything else, $1 million body. He has a big podcast now and blah, 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 and all this stuff. He put out an ebook that he's gracious enough to give me and everything else. And then we went through a very quick scenario of what you should eat on a daily basis. Not so much like, one grain of rice here or one piece of salad over, not like that. No. He said, all of your carbs, or majority of your carbs, your carbohydrates, you should consume as your last meal of the day.
Really?
Yes. In the protein and fats throughout the day. Protein and fats, good fats, not like potato chip fats. I mean, a good
like bacon.
Yeah, bacon's great. Yeah, bacon, absolutely. And so you eat those throughout the day. He says have protein for breakfast, protein and fats for lunch, and consume most of your carbs in the last meal of the day, and don't eat prior to 3 hours before you go to bed. I think he said 4, but I just said 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that is the basics. Now you fill in the blanks however you want to fill it in there. Now, I've also talked to others who said, this is on a show I was in a few weeks ago. We talked about men's health, spiritual, nutrition, and physical. The guy talking about nutrition suffered from a heart attack, a widowmaker, about 3 years ago, 2 years ago, something like that, and he's recovered from there. And all he eats, his entire diet, is beef, bacon, butter, one more B word in there, and then spring water. What was the other B word in there? Did he say fish? I think he said fish. No. What's another B word?
beets.
4 bees in the spring water. That's his entire diet. That's it.
That's dedication, because after a while that's got to get tiresome.
You're right. It'll get tiring. Everything gets tiring after a while, doing the same stuff. But you have to,
True.
at least in my opinion, this is the way I trained for others and everything else. I say that, will it get tiring? Sure, it'll get tiring. But you have to look at okay, why are you doing it? What's the reason for you doing it? And everyone has their why, and I don't even like to talk about it because I think it's so corny. Well, what's your why to do it? Blah blah blah, whatever.
Right.
So let me ask you this: you've been married for how long, if you don't mind answering?
It'll be 7 years.
Okay. Have there been times where you're tired of having your husband there all the time with you?
Yeah, that's why I love he's in 2 bands.
So it does get tiring to have your husband there, but you still stick with him, right?
Right.
So there you go.
Right.
There's an example right there. Yeah. So is it always a pleasure to go to the gym every day and do your stuff? No, absolutely not. And the person who says, yeah, that it is for them, they're lying to you. I'll tell you right now. Is it a pleasure, or is it a good feeling to eat the same thing day in, day out? No, it is not. But the results may be what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Now, I've also interviewed one of the world's leading experts, and yes, I will say that the world's leading experts on raw food. He does not eat any kind of meat whatsoever. He's not a vegetarian, not a vegan. He's just raw food, which is a completely different lifestyle.
Raw fish?
No, he doesn't eat fish. Doesn't eat any kind of meat or fish. It's all raw food, natural stuff. I think the definition of raw food is food that is never cooked over like 120 degrees or something like that. Don't quote me on that. But this guy is healthy as a horse, strong as an ox, and a great guy, absolutely great guy. So I've also interviewed like I said, one of the guys I was on the podcast with a few weeks ago did the all meat diet, the carnivore diet.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've interviewed vegetarians. I've interviewed the raw food guys. I interviewed people who say to eat a balanced meal. Another good friend of mine, if you look at what they call the macros in nutrition, which is your fats, your carbohydrates, and your proteins, she says 35, 35, and 30. Basically 35%.
Well, that's basically your energy source, correct?
What is?
Like your carbohydrates, your protein, your fats.
Yeah, that's called macros, because everything that you eat can fall into one of those categories. Anything you consume can fall in one of those 3 categories, basically. Is there, and that's a big umbrella I'm throwing out there for that. I mean, somebody will come out there and argue with me. Oh, but you have this and this and this. Well, okay, I'm looking from a 10,000 foot view coming down. Okay, anything you consume eat wise will fit into one of those 3 categories. And like, for instance, the fats, you can break down to good fats or bad fats. But this friend of mine who is a former doctor, a PhD, she knows her stuff inside and out. She analyzes, her hobby is analyzing blood labs from people. Okay. That's what she loves to do. She has a business doing that. And so, I mean, she gets very, very in depth with it. 35% protein, 35% good fats, and 30% carbohydrates. She says, stick with that and you'll see results like you wouldn't believe. I also do, I'm a huge fan of something called DDPY, which used to be DDP yoga. But he changed it to DDPY. And it's a whole different kind of form of yoga. And
I really like yoga. Yoga was great in recovery, especially for
absolutely.
Memory.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It was great.
So he claims, and he doesn't claim, he says a balanced meal, of course, drink a ton of water, eat a ton of vegetables. Those are the 2 things that he preaches: a ton of vegetables, a ton of water, and do yoga. Yoga will help your body heal the way it was designed to. Your body is a magnificent machine. Your body most likely can heal itself if given the right environment to do so. Whether that's with nutrition, whether that's with movement, whatever.
Have you ever experienced in yoga at like the end of like your session a rush of a certain emotion just randomly?
Me? No, I've never done that.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, I remember like my first couple times doing yoga, I was actually in a recovery center, and they said if you get a random emotion, just flow with it, don't fight it, blah blah blah. And at the end, all of a sudden, I just got this wave of like just crying. I wasn't sad, I wasn't happy, I wasn't mad. It was just, flowing out of me, but it was very spiritually and healing. And that's when I
Wow.
fell in love with yoga.
Wow. That's great. Now, the type of yoga that I do, that I like, that I talk about, the DDPY, is Diamond Dallas Page is a former professional wrestler who got hurt in the 90s and basically blew out a couple of vertebrae in his back, and he had to recover. And at the time, his wife was doing yoga, and he says that he's the guy who wouldn't be caught dead doing yoga, so he would do it in the privacy of his own home. And that he started adding different calisthenics with it. So he's taken the best part of yoga, adding his own flair to it, throwing out all the spiritual and ohms and so some people call religious-y stuff out of it, and just does
Right.
the basic hardcore yoga. And there is nothing soothing about this guy's yoga, DDP. Why? No, I mean, he'll yell at you and everything else. Nothing soothing about it. And that's the style that I like. Now, I will tell you this. The first time I did a yoga session, and I remember this, I was in Florida, and I was trying to find a new gym, and they said, why don't you come and try a yoga session? I'm thinking, yoga? Yeah, I'm one of those guys, I don't want to get caught dead doing yoga. But I went there, and it was a 45-minute class. I didn't know anything about it, how to do anything. So I said, I'm going to try it anyway. At the end of that 45 minutes, I was sweating my ass off.
Oh,
Holy
yeah.
crikey.
You think it's going to be a breeze, but then you're like, wait, can I even bend this way?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is my muscle going to make it?
And that's what the beauty of DDPY is. You go at your own pace. Make it your own. That's what he says. Make it your workout. It's your workout. Whether you have to use a chair to do all the positions or yoga blocks or modify whatever, because eventually you're going to get there. I mean, you look up some of the things on DDP Yoga on YouTube, some of the transformations that these people have had. It's unbelievable. But with any kind of program, the best workout program you can do, and I'll go to my grave, I'll die on this hill saying this, the best workout program you can do is the one that you will do. If you don't like yoga, you're not going to do yoga, and it's a horrible workout for you. If you're a marathon runner, you're not going to be lifting weights all day long. You're just not. It's not a good workout for you. So
Right.
the workout wise, you're going to do what you want to do, the one that you're going to keep doing on your own. Same thing with eating habits, with a little bit of a modification here.
You're going to drift to what you like.
You're going to drift to what you like, but your mind has to be stronger than your body. Your body does not like change at all. Keep that in mind. No matter what you do, good, bad, indifferent, your body's not going to like change. If you suddenly go from, let's say, a bad diet or your usual diet, whatever that is, to all of a sudden eating worse, your body's going to react. You're going to feel bad. Now, it also goes the opposite way. If you go from your current diet to eating good, your body's going to react and it's not going to like it. Keep that in
You're
mind.
going to be in the restroom.
What's that?
You're going to be in the restroom.
Yeah, you're going to be in the restroom, right? But your body's also going to start saying, ugh, what are you doing? All of a sudden you change. I don't like this change. So for 1 or 2 days, 3 or 4 days, however long it takes, your body's going to say, F you, I don't like this. I don't like it at all. Even though you went from a bad diet to a good diet, your body doesn't like change. It doesn't, regardless if it's good or bad for it. And it's going to take a few days, maybe even a couple of weeks to adjust to whatever diet you give it. So if you don't have the willpower to go through that change, it's not going to happen for you. Does that make sense how I'm saying this?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Willpower. I mean, your mind over matter is always key.
Oh, yes. Mind over matter. We got comments coming in here. Wait a second here.
Okay.
Let's see. The boiling point. JD, Hey, bro, I'll share you out to the pay. Okay. And see, I can't do yoga, JD, but I've done Tai Bo. Oh, wow. Good.
Wow.
Um, well, as
I
good as
remember
I
Tybo
can.
back from the 90s.
Yeah, exactly. Um, no, you did Tai Bo. You spelled it right, JD. And yes, you can do yoga. If you can do Tai Bo, you can do yoga. Maybe not
Exactly.
the traditional type of yoga. You're gonna be, and if you didn't know, my buddy JD, he's wheelchair. He's in a wheelchair,
Oh,
and I'm not going to get into reasons why, but
hey, that's his business.
oh yeah, and one of the best guys you're ever going to meet.
Awesome.
So JD, and I'm talking to you here. Yeah, look up DDPY because they have a program called Chair Force. It's all about being in a wheelchair and doing stuff. So might be able to help you out there. But I'm not like I don't get anything from plugging DDPY. It's just one of my things. Okay. Well, back to you, Sydney. All right, back to you. All right.
Back to you. Okay,
So-
weather today.
So what have you tried? You said weight loss wise. What have you tried? Let me ask that.
Recently, I just got done doing all the shots. I tried Ozempic. I tried Zepbound. I tried Wegovy, and I beat them. I beat them all. Like none of them affected me. You know, I would do the injection. It would give me like a weird injection reaction, but I never got sick.
Mhm.
My appetite never changed. I mean, nothing really happened except I just lost a bunch of money every month.
Okay.
So I recently stopped doing that shot. And since I stopped doing the shot, I've started like, you know, exercising more and watching what I'm eating. And now, surprisingly, shocker, the pounds are falling off because I was like stuck. I had lost 50 pounds on the shot and I was stuck at that point. I couldn't lose any more. So
You
and
couldn't
I
lose
know
any
a
more
lot of
because
people-
of the why do you think that is? Let me ask that.
I don't know. I just think it was my body. I think it was my body's chemistry, and you know, I just think it knew it wasn't right.
Okay.
It wasn't natural.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to force something like that when you're not a diabetic and you don't have those issues and you're injecting that medicine.
Mhm.
I mean, I was getting a reaction from the injection site for a reason, I think.
Okay.
Because my body knew it wasn't right.
That's
And
possible.
as I
Yeah.
stopped, pounds fell off.
There is another gentleman that I interviewed who did not want to go on any kind of medication or anything of that sort, and he was a diabetic. He started doing 10,000 steps religiously every day, and at the time I interviewed him, which was probably 4 years ago now, I should reach out to him again. But at that time, he was on day like 678 of walking 10,000 steps every day. Even he said, if I finished my day of working or whatever he was doing, and it was raining or cold or something, he would go to a local Walmart and just walked around the Walmart until he got his 10,000
Kind of like a mall
steps.
walker.
Yeah, yeah. If you want to look at a mall walker, yeah, absolutely, yeah. So, and when he started going in there, they thought he was crazy, and they started, security started looking at him like, "Why is this guy's doing here?" But after he started going in there and explaining to him what he was doing, they look forward to him coming in basically, so he can walk.
Yeah, that's cool.
But he says he started watching his diet, did that, and he lost all kinds of weight. He was no longer a diabetic, and just because he put his mind to doing it. Was it tough? Yeah, it was tough. It still is tough. At the time I talked to him, he said it was still tough to do it. And even though his body was used to doing it, it was a chore to get out there and do it every day. So keep that in mind.
I understand. It's only been like a week and a half that I've been making myself get up and move a lot extra exercise, get out there, walk, do something in the yard, like just get my sweat on basically.
Yep. And that's good.
And every 2 or 3 days I weigh myself and I'm just like, wow, man, girl, keep it up. Like this is the way to go.
Good.
Do it for you. I mean, it's just, I've been looking for a cheap, easy escape, and there's, you just got to put in the work.
Yeah. Well, that's basically it. It's more discipline than work, if you ask me. I mean, and that's just my philosophy. It's more discipline than work. The diet is crucial. Like I said, eat protein in the morning, protein and fats for lunch, and then proteins and most of your carbs in the evening before you as your last meal of the day. And make sure your last meal is at least 3 hours, if not 4 hours before you go
I
to
always
bed.
try to do it before 7. I always heard don't eat past 7 p.m.
And here I am eating popcorn and drinking whiskey here at
Well, popcorn's not bad. Whiskey,
Yeah, it is.
It'll break down naturally.
Alcohol is not good for you. Health
That's
wise,
what I tell myself.
it's not good for you.
No, it's actually poison for your body.
There are people that will argue that one.
Really?
Especially Italians and French people, absolutely, because of the wine. You don't see too many.
See, I wasn't thinking wine. I was thinking more. Well, even grappa. I mean, that's a natural runoff. I don't know. That's a gray area.
Well, you're not going to nearly drink as much grappa as you do wine.
Well, no, that's gasoline.
So, like what I'm drinking here, this is probably about 80, 85 proof. But I know water it down there, but still it's 80, 85 proof of spirits. Is it good for you? No. Should I be drinking it? No. Do I drink it?
It's fun.
Of course.
Yeah.
Do I drink it? Yeah. Popcorn, not the best for you either. And it's not,
I've always heard popcorn is a healthy snack.
If you get it without butter and without salt and everything, yeah.
Oh, well, like everything else, huh?
Well, yeah, of course. See, now I get the microwave popcorn, and I got to get the ones with extra butter.
Well, yeah, the movie theater butter.
Well, yeah. And if I go to a movie theater, I'll say, well, you put butter on that bitch.
Double bag that popcorn, bud.
That's right. Absolutely.
And that's why I tried the shot. No.
No, but if you're doing something and you're losing the weight, keep doing what you're doing. Whether it's a pound a week or 20 pounds a week, whatever it is, as long as you're moving that direction and you're happy with what you're doing, keep doing it. Like myself, this last month, I've let myself go. I mean, I've been eating everything in sight. I feel like it's such a big tub of lard right now.
Whatever, 2 eggs over easy, sourdough.
Yeah, you're right. That's what I have on Saturday morning breakfast.
That's not a lot. You should see what most people come in and order.
I know. JD keeps say dedication and willpower are essential. Yep. Don't eat carbs, lose the carbs.
Yeah.
There are philosophies out there that says carbs are good for you. Some philosophies say carbs are bad for you. Depends what they are. Now, I can argue this point all day, as I was talking a second ago about Italians. If you go to Italy, it's very rare you're going to see an Italian that is obese or overweight. Very rare.
Crazy. They eat noodles all the time?
They eat a lot of pasta. I was there for 2 weeks last summer. Okay, there. And I ate and I drank like a fish. I ate like a pig and I drank like a fish. I wore the same clothes on the plane coming home as I did going there. They were washed, of course.
Right.
And when I was coming home, I didn't wear a belt because then I have to take it off at security and everything else. So I didn't wear a belt. And I had to hold up my pants coming home because they was falling down on me. And this was after 2 weeks and no exercise. And I was, like I said, eating like a pig.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, do I just need to move to Italy? Will God bless me in the sunlight there?
Probably, because their food is a lot different. I mean,
it's natural, I think. Just like when I went to Aruba. When I went to Aruba in January, I lost 6-7 pounds because there's no preservatives, there's no chemicals, there's no additives, there's no corn syrup.
Mm-hmm.
And I was eating and drinking like a fish and somehow lost weight there.
There you go.
And it's because it's natural.
Yep. And J-Mac, headlocks and heels. I'm in shape. Is it to be fair, round is a shape? Ha 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 ha.
I agree, bud. Yeah, he's right. It's the food they eat. It's not full of crap. Exactly.
Yeah. And not to get political on anybody, but the dude, what's his name? JFK, John F. Kennedy.
Yeah, he talked a big game, but hasn't really done shit.
I disagree. He can only do so much. I mean, because he's finding out all this stuff and bringing it out to the open. But if the companies aren't willing to change, or I don't want to say change, but fix what they're doing wrong in terms of nutrition. You know, he can only do so much. He can only expose so much.
That's where I always lose faith, because I'm an instantaneous, you know what I mean? Like when I want it to be like mind blowing and just bam now.
Mhm.
But that's not how DC works.
Okay. Now, what I was saying before about the proteins and fats and carbs throughout the day. Also, one day a week, and I did this about 4 years ago for a good month, and I was it was just falling off of me. The pounds were just falling off of me. Also, one day a week for 24 hours, you got to fast. Water and black coffee only. 24 hours.
I'm pretty good at fasting.
Okay.
I can fast.
Okay. What's the longest you fasted for? The longest?
36 hours, maybe.
Good for you.
Yeah, I can go a minute. It's not about, I'm not really hungry. I can go a while on small portions, but then after a couple of days, I get starving.
Well, of course you're going to get starving. So your body doesn't like to change. It's not used to it. Of course you are.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So I try to eat pickles, because pickles have like hardly any calories, no carbs.
So you're not fasting then. By fasting,
pickles.
I mean don't eat anything but water and coffee.
I know,
That's it.
after 36 hours, I get hungry. I got to eat a pickle.
I did my first fast. Well, let me back up. I remember back in the 90s, I did a 24-hour fast. I was hurting. I was a hurting pup. So I did it from breakfast one day to breakfast the next day. And I was a hurting pup. I was like, oh my God, that night, it was like Saturday night. And I worked at a restaurant during the day. I got home like at 6 o'clock in the evening. I was going to go out, and I said, you know what? My body's killing me right now. I was having stomach pains because I wasn't eating. I'm not going out. And I went to bed like at 7 or 8 o'clock because
you kind of sleep a lot.
Oh, I could fall asleep on a dime. I just didn't want to be up because I kept thinking about food. I said, if I go to bed, I won't think about food. So that's what I was doing.
When I was fasting long, I was a CNA, so I didn't have that temptation of a restaurant.
So that was the first time I fasted for 24 hours. Then about 3-4 years ago, I did several 24-hour fasts, but then I said, I'm going to do a 36-hour fast. I mean, excuse me, a 72-hour fast, a 3-day fast. The first day was fine. The second day, I was like, holy moly, I don't know if I can go through with this or not. Because I was dreading it. I'm like, man, this is not good. I was sluggish. And I was working out all 3 days too. I was doing workouts.
Wow.
I was feeling sluggish. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this or not. The next day, I woke up and I was feeling okay. I said, all right, I can do this. Throughout the day, I was gaining more and more energy. And as soon as I was teaching school, when I come home from school, I was bouncing off the walls. I had so much energy. I did a workout. I did an hour-long workout. I'm like, dude, I should do another workout. I have so much energy right now after 72
like
hours.
A little kid when they stay up all night.
Because that was at my 70-hour mark. I said, no, at 72 hours, I had a big old salad and some tuna and everything else. And so I broke my fast with that. But I had so much energy on that 70-hour mark. I mean, I was bouncing off the walls. I've never experienced that kind of high before in my life. It was wild.
Like a runner's high.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Let's see what's the guy saying here. Let me see this. Hold on a second here. There's the food they eat. Talking about Italy, it's the food they eat. Okay, what is this? I'm closing in on being in the best shape of my life. Good for you, JD.
Awesome.
J-Mac, GMOs blah, 3D printed meat, but the rise of alpha Gale syndrome. I don't know what all that means.
I don't know what alpha-Gal syndrome is.
I never heard of it.
I know what he means about like printed meat. My mom said something the other day about Bill Gates wanting to make meat out of bugs or something. Something insane, like off of like Snowpiercer. Does anyone else remember that show?
I've never heard of that before.
It's where they make this, like everyone's stuck on this train and it's like traveling through the snow and it's like apocalypse kind of. And they're making these protein bars out of roaches and feeding like the underclass people. And I'm like, what? Are you like, is Bill Gates really doing this? Or did you just rewatch Snowpiercer?
I haven't heard of anything like that. No, I haven't. So
She gets down some rabbit holes sometimes.
sounds like it. Okay, JD says he can only fast for 15 to 16 hours. Okay. He still gets to work out swimmers high. Good. Do I have her book here? Let's see here. Where is it here? No, I have a couple of books here of people I interviewed. But there's another lady. Oh, what the heck is her name? I have to go back and look at my things. She is all about intermittent fasting. You know what that is?
No.
Intermittent fasting is the theory of you only eat your entire caloric intake, whatever that is, in a certain time frame window. So, for instance, you fast for 12 hours and you eat all your calories within the next 12 hours. That's called a 12-12 fast. Now, ideally, from what they say, they being whoever you want to believe,
right?
It's a 20 and a 4. So you fast for 20 hours and all your caloric intake is within a 4-hour period. That's it. Some people say they only eat. And I know one person who is and I'm not going to mention names because I don't have permission to, but he's a lawyer in town. He only eats between 12 noon and 6 p.m. Him and his wife. And and the rest of the time only water and black coffee. That's it. He has lost about 40 pounds in the last year just doing that. So
that's where beard gets me.
That's what?
That's where beard gets me.
That's where beer gets you.
That's where I get trapped. I can fast, but not on the beer.
Hey, yeah, that's definitely not good for you. Here I am drinking whiskey and telling you that. No.
Empty calories right there.
Yep. JD tries to stay within an 8-hour window period for fasting. Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah, that's nice.
So
that's healthy. What is fasting? Fasting basically what? Jumpstart your metabolism, doesn't it?
You can look at it that way. Yeah. There are theories out there to saying that, and I say theories because I'm sure there's all kinds of clinical research about this as well. So I'm just saying theories because that's the word I'm choosing to use. That
right.
After so many hours, without food, without caloric intake of any kind, your body's going to say, hey, we need to start going into the reserves that we have here. It could be 10 hours, could be 12 hours, could be 16 hours. I don't know. So you can look up different research papers about that as well. There's other people I know I've talked to that said that they fast 24 hours once a week, and once a month they go for 36 to 48 hours once a month. And that jump starts everything, or not to jump starts, it resets their body. That's what they said. It resets their body back to whatever it's doing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you think way back, way in the day to our primate days, you might go a day or two without eating. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's our primitive body.
Well, think about it. Back in the caveman days, if you want to look at it that way, you didn't see any fat people.
Even in the 60s and 70s, you didn't really have any fat people.
Oh, it's wild. You go back to even in the 90s, you go back to compare
and look at
beach photos with them.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
It's wild. And what it boils down to, in my opinion, again, this is my opinion, is sugar.
I'm against synthetic sugar. I think if it's natural, you should just use regular old sugar. I think Splenda, Sweet and Low, I think all that stuff, I believe it causes Alzheimer's. Like, because some studies have shown that it does. Diet Cokes, Diet Pepsis, Diet sodas. That's another link to Alzheimer's because of the synthetic sugar.
You know, speaking of soda, and I heard this on a radio program today. Now, I haven't researched it, haven't looked into it or anything else, but they said some lady went into her doctor and she had some sort of mass in her stomach. And it wasn't a fat stomach or anything, just like a big bulge in her stomach or something like that. They didn't know what it was. And the doctor looked at it and everything else. He said, I'll tell you what, for the next week, I want you to drink 2 every day. What were those liters of Pepsi? was it 2 liters of Coke?
Years?
2 liters of Coke. He wants you to drink 2 liters of Coke every day.
Well,
And
Coke will eat away anything.
after 2 weeks, that mass was completely gone.
Oh, I bet it ate it away. Yeah, just think that
Which-
what it does to your body when you don't have a mass.
Oh yeah, think of it exactly. That's what I was thinking. Like, holy crikeys, whether that's true or not, don't know. But just hearing that, I remember, and oh geez, can't believe I'm going to say this. I am a huge Mountain Dew fan. Love Mountain Dew. I'm a Mountain Dew-aholic. Always have, always will be. Do I drink it as much as I used to? Absolutely not. But I still love Mountain Dew. It's my favorite drink. I will always say that. When I lived in Florida, I had a 2-liter Mountain Dew. I said, I don't want to drink this anymore. So I poured it in the road just to see what it would do. 4 days later, you can still see it in the road. It didn't evaporate or anything. It was still, it wasn't puddled up, but you can see where it was the outline of where it was and everything else. So like, wow, that's what I put into my body. But it's so,
yeah, that's your stomach liner.
it's so good.
Tastes like freedom.
Okay, J-Mac says, yes, the FDA just approved 3D printed meat.
Yeah, I think it's something to do with Bill Gates.
And
I
bugs.
heard that.
Bill Gates and bugs, is that it?
Bill Gates, and yeah, he's doing something shady.
Oh man. So
he started buying all that farmland, and it made me suspect. You know me and my conspiracies now.
That's why I'm gonna have to have you on. You and J-Mac and JD will come on one night, and we'll do conspiracy theories here.
Don't get me going.
Exactly. Yeah. We'll have to figure out we'll have to figure out which ones we want to talk about. Put it that way.
You pick them. I've been down every rabbit hole that.
Are you?
I scared myself bad a couple of years ago.
You did what?
I went when I first went down the rabbit hole, and you can ask Cindy, my boss. I scared myself and thought the world was going to come to an end.
Why? What would you do? What'd happen?
Because of the conspiracy theories.
What conspiracy theory?
At the time, it was the solar eclipse. Remember the solar eclipse we had?
Yeah.
So they said that Elon Musk was going to use that energy and power and start a war. And for some reason, I believed that to my core, and it scared me. And then when it
how did I not know this about you? I mean, we talk at least once a week.
Secret because I was really, really scared. I was hoarding waters and stuff in my basement. I really thought the world was going to end.
Wow.
It was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. That, and Cindy told me, my boss, she said, I've lived through 9/11, I've lived through this, I've lived through that. She goes, this is just your first experience. And she was right. Listen to your elders. They know what they're talking about.
What about, are you a flat earther?
No, my sister is, but I think she's not. Out of all of them, that's the one I don't believe.
That's surprising. That's the one you don't believe of all of them.
Yeah, out of all of them, that's the one. We were actually on our way home from Aruba. We were in the elevator with 2 of the pilots, and my sister said, "Hey, do you guys think the Earth is flat?" And I was like, "Ignore her. Just ignore her."
I remember back in grade school, one of our science books, they used to have little squares on the bottom of the pages that talked about different things. And you read the context and little squares about different things on there. I remember one of them. This was way before the internet even happened to come out there. And it said, there is a group of people called the Flat Earth Society. And I read a little blurb about that. And I'm like, these people are nuts. And that was the 5th, 6th grade, whatever it was. But it always stuck with me that was in the textbook about Flat Earth Society. And then fast forward several years, the internet came about, and people who are flat earthers, they're all over the internet. You can go down a rabbit hole on that one.
Topic lately is flat Earth. I don't know why, but in the last 6 months, that's all I've heard from her. The Earth is flat. You just don't know it.
because it's such a well-known secret. Yeah. Okay.
I guess. She goes, just think about it. I'm like, no, it's not. We've been to space. She says space was fake too, which I believe that too. I think that was Hollywood.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Going back a little bit to our meats thing. J-Mac, alpha Gale syndrome is where you are allergic to eating red meat. You get it from ticks.
The Lone Star tick.
The what?
You get it from the Lone Star tick.
Yeah, he says you get it from ticks. And there has been a major uprise in alpha Gale syndrome. And JD, lab-grown meat was approved in 2024 by the FDA. Probably why most grocery stores meat is awful. I just changed the type of beef I eat, only grass-fed from now on. I get my meat from Sam's Club, usually Sam's Club. That's where I get it.
You really need to read the labels. I mean, you know, those little numbers and codes that they got those little stickers on.
Mm-hmm.
That'll tell you everything you need to know about your meat. And you may not want to Google it, because I did it a couple times and I didn't like what I found. It's
But
all.
if you cook it, though, doesn't it kill all the bad stuff?
I mean, but do you really want to eat lab-grown meat?
I don't, but
you have. You just don't know it.
Oh, I'm sure I have. I'm sure I've eaten a lot of stuff I didn't know.
We've been eating lab-grown meat probably since the 90s. But there I go again.
With your conspiracy theories, there you go again.
There I go.
So conspiracy theories. Oh my God. So give me a couple others that you have gone down rabbit holes or that you're into that you like to talk about. I mean, we won't get into a lot of details now.
Oh,
but for future reference here.
Spots, then I go blank. They just kind of flow naturally.
Are you what about like celebrity conspiracy theories? You like different?
Oh, don't get me started on Britney Spears. You already know that one.
What about Britney Spears?
I believe that she was cloned. And I believe that the crazy Britney is AI or her clone. They're doing it for publicity and for fame and more money. Because I watched this one girl on Facebook called Decoding Celebrities. And she basically stalks Britney Spears for like a living and makes money off doing it, trying to figure out like what happened to her. And it's very interesting, but it's a messy timeline.
Okay. Interesting.
I tried to follow it to like get it down, like to a science, but it's just, she was mentioned in the Epstein files and, things like that just don't add up.
Oh, gee, the Epstein files. I don't want to go that route. So what about time travel?
Oh, I believe that there's time travelers for sure.
Okay. Why do you say for sure? This would be interesting.
I don't know because, okay, I remember one time I was on TikTok. I know that's not very relevant, but it was this video and it was about this man who was found in a drainage ditch who was very much dehydrated. He had in his phone or in his pocket a phone, but they didn't know it was a cell phone because it was like back in the 40s or 30s. But they kept the phone. And then years later, everyone put the pieces together and they say he was one of the first time travelers. Plus all of his notes. He was a scientist and he kept notes. And he kept notes about like when he traveled, the one thing he would take with him was his cell phone. And that was the one thing that was found in the man's pocket.
Well, what did they do with the phone?
They kept it. They just kept it in like evidence. And then as time prevailed, they were like, oh my gosh, this is a cell phone.
Who's they?
Exactly.
J-Mac says we got to do a show on this. JFK assassination and Manson family murders have a solid connection.
Yeah, Marilyn Monroe, because she was murdered.
Marilyn Monroe was murdered? I thought she died of drugs.
Oh my gosh, Andrew, you did not. I have Marilyn Monroe tattooed on my foot, on the top of my foot, her portrait.
Well, didn't she die of
And my
drugs?
whole... No, she was murdered for loving JFK. Duh. Okay, we had a foreign exchange student from Sweden. Smartest man I've ever met in my life. He now works on the camera algorithms for new cars, you know, like backup cameras, side cameras, et cetera, et cetera. Smart guy.
Okay.
And I taught him my Marilyn Monroe, that she was murdered theory. And one time he had friends over and they were all talking about Marilyn Monroe, and he interrupted the whole party and said, "She was murdered, for God's sakes." So
Oh my
I can
God.
turn you into a believer just like him.
Okay. All right. I don't know a whole lot about Marilyn Monroe. So have you
Oh
ever
yeah, we'll have fun on that one.
okay, so you got Flat Earth, Time Traveler, Marilyn Monroe, JFK.
Because JFK and Marilyn Monroe, you know, they're connected.
Yeah. Yeah. The dude was doing Marilyn Monroe. Good for him.
I mean, yeah, he snuck her in through the tunnels.
He was banging that bitch. Yeah, way to go. Yeah.
And his wife found out and she was not happy.
Try to include
I
her in
don't-
next time.
Can't say I blame her.
Try to include her in. Get a threesome going.
Well, that's only when you're real desperate. She had resources.
He would have been like the stud of all stud presidents. The threesome with his wife and Marilyn Monroe. Holy moly. That would have
Bill
been-
Clinton would have been so jealous.
Absolutely. He just had Monica, then he had to go home to Hillary. But RFK, whew, Marilyn and his wife, whoo, mercy. Mm-mm. Okay, wait a second here. We've got a message. Aliens don't exist. They are demons. Okay, J Mac. John
Oh,
and
they're
JD, we're on the same page with that one. Okay. Yeah, what do you think of aliens?
So what did you say? Aliens don't exist. They're actually demons.
That's what J Mac is saying. Yes.
I don't really want to argue against it, and I don't really want to say I believe it, because if you read a lot of the Bible and the description of angels, it does sound very alien-like, you know?
Okay.
And I do believe that God and everybody is somewhere in a space-time continuum that we can't get to.
Okay.
I don't know if I necessarily believe that all aliens are demons. I think God created more than just humans, because let's face it, we are kind of a stupid primitive species, and there's others smarter than us.
Who?
Other aliens.
Other aliens smarter than us. Okay. See now
Yeah, 'cause they
oh
Earth-
man, we can.
All around space, and we can only make it to like what, the moon? That's not very far.
Well, how do we know there are aliens here on our planet?
Our government, didn't they just release and say that aliens exist like not that long ago?
I don't know if they released it or not. There's some unidentified flying object stuff, UFO stuff, but I
Yeah,
don't know
they
if they
said-
were any conclusions that they were.
Don't look at the Epstein files. The aliens are real. You don't remember that?
Well, you can't combine the Epstein files with the aliens.
But they said that Trump was doing them.
Okay, all right. Let's see here. JD, I'm not saying that on another planet somewhere, but any encounters we've had are demons, not aliens. J-Mac, government lies. Project Bluebeam. I don't know what that is.
Blue beam. Is that for the Hawaiian blue laser?
I don't
Set
know.
everything in Hawaii on fire except the blue roofs.
Here's
That's
okay.
That's another conspiracy.
Speaking of aliens that travel from other galaxies, other planets. Okay. When you look up into the sky and you see a light of a star or something, somebody will tell you, somebody smarter than me, which is majority of people, will tell you that that light you're looking at is what, 2 million light years away. My question is, how do you know? How is that figured out that you know that's 2 million light years away? Why isn't it 3 light years
Says
away?
there are-
How do we know it's 2 million light years away? That makes no sense to me. How's that? How
But
do
I
you
would-
figure?
What is a light year?
What is a light year?
Besides,
A light year is how far light will travel in 1 year. A beam of light will travel in 1 year.
see, I still can't understand that. You taught me how to count change, so you know that blows my mind.
Okay, you know, light, when you turn it on, it's like instantaneous. It lights up the whole room, right?
Right. Right.
But if you're in let's say you're 100 yards away, you're not going to see that light come on as quickly as somebody in that room will see the light come on.
Okay. Okay.
There is just that split millisecond difference from when you see the light 100 yards away versus the person in the room.
Okay.
You,
And
you
that's
under-
on
okay,
light.
just like in sound. Okay, if
Speed.
the speed, for instance, if I'm a half mile away from you and I shoot a gun, I'm going to hear the gunshot right away, but it takes you a few seconds to hear that gunshot, right?
Right.
Okay, sight, light is the same way. It'll take a little bit to get to you, but it gets there a lot
just-
quicker than sound does.
Ahead of my-
Does that make sense? How I'm saying that?
Yeah, you're a good teacher.
Okay, so sound, light is the same way. It's from when wherever the light source starts to where you're at, it's going to take a little bit of a time to get there. Whether it's a millisecond or 2 minutes, depends on how far you are away. If it takes 2 minutes, you're going to be, halfway to the moon. Because
Okay,
they say it takes the heat from the sun, or the light from the sun, if you will, 13 minutes to get from when the sun, when it starts, to when it reaches Earth.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's fascinating.
Yeah, there you go. So when they say something is a million light years away, that's how long it takes a beam of light to travel in a million years, which is, I don't know, a long time, a long way.
See, that goes back to what I'm saying. If other aliens can travel that distance and we can't, then they must be smarter than us.
Assuming
be
that
some-
that they've done that.
Well, you don't think that we've been visited by aliens/demons?
I think it's
What
hard
about
to
Ru-
assume. It's hard to believe that we are the only planet in the entire
Right.
planetary
Like,
system that has some sort of life form. Now, we're also assuming that an alien from another planet will come to us and land, and they will be similar to the way we look. Why? Why do we
No.
assume that?
No, I think they'll look different. I don't think they want anything to do with us.
Okay, here's one. What if an alien came down, landed in your backyard, got out of his spaceship? He was in the nude. What do we know? Well, how do we know what not to look at?
I would just make eye contact. That's the first rule in serving. Just look in between the eyes and say, "Can I help you?"
Okay, wait a second. Okay, we got
No,
a lot of things going on here.
Send Corey outside, scared as a cucumber.
Let's see. Jonathan does not answer about government lies in comments. Light year. Let's see here. It's light with less calories.
That's my goal walking in a day. I need a light year worth.
Too much typing. Light travels faster than sound. That's why it's not as noticeable. Yeah. The UFO files are here. No pictures of aliens, though. He gives Robbie. Hey, Robbie's here. My buddy Robbie from Canada. All right, Robbie. How you doing, buddy? Talking with too much typing. Now we're going to get into the ancient astronaut theory. Oh, geez. There's another one. The ancient astronaut theories. Okay, I'm gonna have to have
familiar.
all you guys come on one night, and we're gonna start
Yeah.
talking about all this stuff. Wow, this is
We'll be on there forever.
talking about aliens. See, my conspiracy theory is like Bigfoot.
Oh no, there's so much new ones now.
And so much
There's
new
things-
ones.
There's things happening in the world, man.
Do you ever listen to a radio program?
I like to listen to Joe Rogan's podcast.
Okay, all right, Joe Rogan. But no, the radio
Yeah.
program is called Coast to Coast AM. Art Bell is on. I do believe it used to be on around here 97.9 after 9 o'clock at night, and it
Okay.
constantly talks about conspiracy theories and different things. It's called Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell, and I think it's a different host now. I think Art Bell might have passed or something like that.
I was gonna say, wasn't he on like since back in the day?
Yeah, I think it's George Norrie now, or George Norrie passed and Art Bell's taking it over, or Art Bell passed and George Norrie's taking it over. But yeah.
Yeah, Art Bell got like a caller from an ex-CIA agent one time freaking out about Roswell.
Oh,
Or,
you got all kinds of nuts calling that show. It's great. I love listening to it.
Being legit, and he ended up showing up dead. The caller, and everything he said ended up being legit. I'll have to Google it later because now it's going to drive me crazy. But I think it was Art Bell who took the call.
Okay.
And this guy was like an ex. Maybe one of your commenters will know what I'm talking about. He was like an ex Roswell CIA agent, and he said, man, he was like freaking out. You could hear it in his voice. You could tell it wasn't a prank. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. And then that guy ended up coming up missing or dead. I can't remember which, but I think it was Art Bell that took the call on his radio show late one night.
I'm sure. Just you got a lot of stuff going on there. I mean, one of the when I was at school, one of the classes I taught, well, it was a study hall. They always wanted to hear music in the background. I said, no, we're going to put something educational on in the background. And so one day I said, I'm going to change this up. I'm going to put an Art Bell Coast to Coast AM podcast on there. And it was called Logan's Hole or somebody's hole, something like that, somewhere up in Northwest US or in Canada somewhere, or somebody on his property discovered this hole that goes to nowhere. It just, he threw rocks, he threw stuff in this hole, and you'd never hear at the bottom of it. And they started disposing different things in there, refrigerators, stoves, dead animals, always thrown into this hole, and there was never a bottom. And they've and this guy said that he got fishing wire or fishing string and put, I don't know how many tens of thousands of meters of line down this hole to see if he could find the bottom, and he never was able to find the bottom. And these kids were freaking out listening to this, like, what is this all about? What is this, Mr. P? It was just great. It was great. But it's a fun podcast to listen to if you can find it.
Did he ever pull anything up?
No, never did. But it's on YouTube. It's fun to listen to. Oh my God. Now between JD, J-Mac, and Robbie, I'm getting all kinds of messages here about different files, aliens and stuff. Okay, guys. All right. We'll have to get it. We'll definitely do a show on this. Okay. So 2 shows for certain I got coming up soon. Alien shows or conspiracy theory alien shows. And one of music of when we were kids. And I already have 3 guests coming on for that. 3 different age groups coming in for that about we're going to do with visuals and everything. I just got originally I wanted to do it tonight, but I got pulled in so many different directions this week and I didn't have time to prepare and I didn't want to splash all together at the last minute because I'm good to go on the fly, but 2 of the guys I will have on, JD being one of them, has to prepare. He's the prepare guy. And my other buddy, Don, he's the same way. We used to do a radio morning show in college, and he had to be super prepared for everything. I would just show up and just go on the fly. He was so annoyed with me every week, but we had a great time doing it. And so he has to be Mr. Prepared, and like JD has to be Mr. Prepared. And I'm on the fly. And J Mac, I'm thinking you're on the fly as well, my friend. So yeah, we'll get that done. So let's see here. JD's got we got your comments popping tonight, bro. Robbie Strike, George Norrie, and Art Bell. Yeah, let's see here. Yes, she's right. He was tripping. Okay, about the Art Bell. I like the time traveler John Tiller story that was on Art Bell. Okay, Rob Strike, Robbie. Go find Robbie on Facebook and YouTube. He has a great channel going on there. I actually have 2 episodes about the ancient astronaut theory as a JD on the Mayhem Media podcast. Go check him out. And it's Robbie Strike in 1998. Okay, wait a second here. The alleged time traveler John Tiller claimed to be from 2036, sent 2 faxes to Art Bell's Coast to Coast AM radio show outlining basic of time travel. Okay. All right, we'll have to get into this sometime.
See, like, I already believe it. That already seems solid to me.
Yeah, see, okay, here it is. Yes, the hole was in Utah. There you go. The hole was in Utah. See, somebody else heard that too.
Oh. Is it kind of like based off that movie Jennifer's Body, starring what's her name? She's very attractive, dark hair, dates Machine Gun Kelly. Do you know who I'm referring? Megan Fox.
What about her? What happened?
It's Jennifer's Body. They take her to something they call Devil's Canyon, and it's a hole where scientists have been throwing like balls and weird stuff in this hole, and they can never figure out where it goes. And this band sacrifices Megan Fox.
I'd like to do something with Megan Fox's body too. What the heck? Yeah.
It's a good movie. If you want to check out Megan Fox, it's a good movie. I think it's on Hulu.
All right. I got one question for you about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Does she get naked?
You see some good tits.
Ooh, mercy. I think that's the first time we've had that word on my show. Yeah.
Well, of course, I'm the first.
Well, I'll tell you what. I've been going on for an hour and a half. I'm going to let you go. I'm out of drinks. I'm tired, and I'm going to go to bed here soon. But thank you for calling in. This has been a great episode. Appreciate it. We will do this again sometime, and yeah, we'll get this rocking and rolling.
All righty, sounds good. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Sydney. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, folks, that was fun. We had a good show tonight. That was all right. Sydney, thank you for being on here. JD, J Mac, as always, you guys were great. Go find Mayhem Media on YouTube, and also Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc Wrestling Unscripted. Go find that. My buddy Robbie Strike, go find him. If you want to know about satellite TV, technology, anything of that sort, good stuff going on with him as well. So you guys go over there and check all that stuff out. Whoo! This has been a great off the cuff show tonight, hasn't it? Yeah. So I'll tell you what, I will stop it here. Thank you, everyone. We'll do this again soon. And this has been great. So until next time, my name is Andrew, Popcorn and Whiskey. I am the face who runs the place. So until next time, ciao.